Okay, so today we're going to be downloading Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code is a editor, that source code editor that's made by Microsoft. It's not the same as Visual Studio, which is a commercial software paid for, but Visual Studio Code is free and is one of the most popular editors for a wide range of languages. So if you go to Google and type in Visual Studio Code, the official website is code.visualstudio.com. If you click on that, it'll take you through to the official website. So here we are, a little preview of Visual Studio Code, and there's a button to download for Windows. It should auto select based on your edition. You can click the arrow down the side to download the other versions. So it's available on Mac and Linux as well as Windows. So if you click download for Windows, it'll take you through to this page. There's some getting started tips here, which if you've never used VS Code before, will be worth going through, as well as some of the top extensions for the most popular languages, as well as development tools such as Prettier, which helps format your code automatically. First steps to take you through languages, interface, intro videos and setup, shortcuts, as well as download. The download itself is 88.3 megabytes. Which isn't a large file, so it should be downloaded in under a minute on most broadband connections. And once that's fully downloaded, you can simply double click on it to start the setup. So you'll get the license screen, which will come up where you have to agree to the Visual Studio terms and conditions, which are fairly standard. You have to change the radio button to I accept the agreement and click on next. It will install it into a default location, into App Data. We'll keep it installed on the C drive, and then we'll click Next. Visual Studio Code, so Start Menu folder, that's all fine. I'll add it there. If you want a desktop shortcut, you can tick that button. Add Open with Code action on the File Context menu. Will mean your right-click menu, when you click on the file, you'll have an Open with Code option along with your other Open with options, Open with Notepad, for example. You can add it to Windows Explorer Directory Context menu, which again, if you right-click on the directory, it will allow you to open the whole directory with code, which can be good for your development packages, your Git repos, etc. Register codes and editor for supported file types just basically means that when you go with the open with on the supported file type, it will list VS Code as one of the applications you can open with it. And add to path is required for some tools that you may be using whilst developing. So it's recommended that you definitely leave add to path to avoid any problems checked, as well as register code for an editor. These other two options, the open with code options, just depend on how you're planning to use VS Code. If you are planning and going through File Explorer, it would be recommended to click on those. So use Open with Code if you navigate your directory structure through Windows Explorer to open in code. If you're just going to open up Visual Code, the application, and browse through the File Open menu, then just leave that as it is. And then we can click Next. Once we finish all those options, it will give a summary of what we've selected, and then it's ready to install. So you click Install. It starts extracting the files. There's no additional download needed. So the 88.3 meg is the whole of the application that's required. It is quite a compact, lightweight application, which is really good for a development environment. It'll install all the basics that you need to edit, and then any additional functionality, support for specific languages, comes through extensions, which you can download once you have installed Visual Studio Code. The installation itself will take under a couple of minutes normally, and then you've got an option to launch Visual Studio Code. So we can click Finish, and then the VS Code interface is launched, and you get the Getting Started menu, and you can choose your UI settings. Dark is the default. You can have high contrast, light, high contrast. So you can have a play around with it before getting going with it. So that's how to download Visual Studio Code and install it on your computer. It's a fantastic editor, definitely worth checking out, whether you're new to coding or experienced. I hope that's helped. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more tech videos. We'll see you later.